Welcome back to our Alaskan adventure. We've been exploring the North Country for 2 weeks now, and our travels have taken us to some incredible places, most of them off the beaten path, even by Alaska standards. Oh, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Kevin, this is my wife Sarah, and daughter Caroline. We're usually exploring the lower 48 in our 4Runner, GX460, or Land Cruiser, but for this trip, we hit the easy button and instead flew into Anchorage, where we picked up this outfitted rental Tacoma named Nenana from our friends at Alaska Overlander. If you've been riding along recently, you know that we just completed a whirlwind trip to Dead Horse, Alaska along the Dalton Highway. And so today, we're headed south to meet up with some friends and continue our explorations of some lesser known trails along historic mining roads.
That's clear.
Oh yes!
I'm a quarter mile. You will arrive at your destination.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Caroline.
Perfect timing.
You ready to hit a trail? It's Milo. What's up, buddy?
He's the most excited of everybody.
I bet. I bet. After linking up, we headed into the surrounding hills where Craig wanted to show us some unique landscape before making our way to a spot he promised would be an epic camp. All right, well, we have finally met up with Craig, Claire, and Milo, making our way to one of their more favorite campsites in this part of Alaska. Needless to say, we're pretty exhausted. I think we've covered, what, 1,000 miles in 2.5 days, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. We're pretty close to you.
So, yeah, looking forward to getting in camp and relaxing for a little bit. This is gorgeous. We took a short hike up a wash and entered into a landscape that would seem to be from the desert of Utah. Well, if it wasn't for the lush grass, green trees, and steady rain. Turns out, these hills have been home to Alaska's primary coal source for nearly 100 years. In fact, the nearby coal mine is the only operational coal mine in the state and steadily puts out 1 million tons of coal every year to keep Alaska's 5 power and heat generation plants running smoothly. We stumbled across a good reminder alongside the trail that huge predators frequent these lands, with an old kill mostly picked clean by bear, wolves, and other opportunistic wildlife. Scale might be hard to tell on your screen, but this moose was as big as most horses, which certainly makes you think twice about your surroundings. So this is what they call an Alaskan gun range?
A little bit of history mixed in with something to shoot at.
Wow. Relics and rifles. Looks like a 350, maybe. Oh, and there's a 40 series, sure enough. Wow. Boy, he's seen better days. Oh man, look at that. And the heater? Man, there's some good parts on there.
Heater with a heater.
Oh, there's the old guy over there. Next on the tour was the remnants of a homestead junkyard, complete with some slightly used classics that were well permeated with bullet holes and fairly picked clean of usable parts. I wonder what stories these old beasts could tell of Alaska from the 60s and 70s.
Really? Oh, that's bear poop. It isn't be fresh.
We also came across more bear sign in the area with a fresh pile of scat along the footpath, which had us keeping our heads on a swivel and the conversation nice and loud as we picked our way through the brush. Stories this thing could tell.
Feel solid?
Feel solid? I'm not too worried. I'm driving a rental.
No, that's not fair.
We'll follow you.
Get good footage either way, right?
Yeah. Finally, it was time to see this so-called epic camp Craig had been telling us about for several months. We were about to find out if it met the lifestyle overland definition of epic. And spoiler alert, it did, on all counts. What is it, Milo? What's for dinner?
I'm actually gonna cook something.
Oh, what?
Yeah, only tonight though.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night it's back to just the basics.
Okay.
But I saw these chicken skewers.
Looks good.
And then I'm gonna do some of one of our meals, but I'm gonna do it as a side, so it's a quinoa bowl.
All right.
And then I've got some mixed vegetables warming up in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
Full-fledged meal
like
here.
a real actual meal this time.
Well, here's a view that deserves it. Right?
I would agree. You look cute with your pigtails, Boo Boo.
We're doing Elsa the dump dump.
How are you, Anna?
Yeah.
We got fire, baby.
He's a jalapeno caribou.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, that's a nice knife you
Brooke.
got there.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
Brooke gave us some.
I'll take the small guy down there.
That looks good though.
That looks really good. Jalapeno caribou stick. Oh wow, right out the gate. Well, I don't know if it gets much worse than this, but you do what you gotta do, right? Definitely got some more rain moving in. Further we drive south, the rainier it's been getting. What's up, buddy? You smell that? Oh yeah. So I didn't get to film a significant event that took place, but I will let you know I survived. That ultra realistic shot where it looked as if you were getting splashed by water,
You did.
I took one for the team. I took one for you. Mama Bear back here, every now and then,
I thought
she
I'd
thinks
be
she's a
funny.
comedian.
And I didn't realize it was that deep and going to splash that hard.
She
so-
just kind of edged over to the side of that puddle and goosed it just a little bit. Well, what I ended up with was a tidal wave of brown, muddy Alaskan water. I realized what was happening too late, and my mouth was about this wide. I felt that puddle hit the back of my throat, went up in my sinuses. I thought somebody had dunked me. I hope the camera survives, but it was a cool shot. It was a cool shot. Just a little misjudgment on the amount of power necessary to make it look cool. Might have overshot that just a little bit, but we laugh now. Probably couldn't have filmed what I said afterwards though. You know what they say about paybacks? I'm a wiser man than that.
Yeah, it did. Like a real meal.
It is a real meal. With rain showers blowing in and out of the valley, a delicious meal on our plates, and good friends to share the epic view with, we yet again experienced one of those moments that just make you sigh and whisper, Alaska, under your breath. There's just no place on earth quite like it, and we felt like we could stay on this mountaintop forever. But Alaska, being a wild and unpredictable beauty, had different plans for us, as we were to soon find out. Well, it's become abundantly clear we need to relocate. Epic views, epic winds. Excuse me. Let's get out of here. With every exposed epic camp comes a risk. While Craig had never had any issues with wind in this spot, he had failed to factor in the lifestyle overland curse of finding wind at just the wrong time. And so we quickly broke camp, which was relatively easy since, knowing our history with wind, we'd already packed most of our gear in preparation for the worst. After retreating to the cover of the conifer forest, we began scouting side trails in search of a spot big enough for our group, while Craig stayed on the main trail with the trailer. It's a good thing too, since we nearly got stuck multiple times in the soft mud. But thankfully, we found a decent enough patch of bare ground and quickly reset for a few more hours of sleep. Well, about 4:15 in the morning now, and we found camp again. This time, no wind. Almost got stuck trying to back out of a trail. But let's try this. Una más. All right. Dadgum neighbors are loud. Got it. Gotta be that guy.
I have to be that. The beauty of White of Alaska.
Yeah.
Johnny got hit by a U-F. You got stuck on your butt, Milo.
I wish I was turdy again.
Well, good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Rough night last night, needless to say. But it was worth that epic view for a little bit. Just wasn't expecting that 3 a.m. wake-up call. Thankfully, this spot wasn't too far away. A little bit issue getting here, almost got stuck, but we made it. And we got some extra sleep, so we're feeling a lot better. Now we're gonna pack it down. Craig's gonna drop his trailer, and we got a little trail to go run. Little out and back, as is most common here in Alaska. So let's hit the trail and just continue to pour coffee down our gullets. Twitching?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your night?
Oh, it was a rough night.
Yeah.
No, it was too windy for me, and too many flashbacks of times we've stayed in the wind. We ended up moving at what, 3:30?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, Caroline's not going back to sleep now.
Thankfully she did.
She did. We all got maybe 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Better than nothing, but it's
That's so true.
not great.
No, it's not great.
Well, we're how many days in now? 17, 18 days.
Yeah.
So I think we're pushing probably about 2,000 miles traveled in Alaska. And fought off COVID on top of that, so
Yeah.
quite the eventful trip.
That's good.
But it's still sad to see it coming to a close. We've still got a couple more days, a couple more adventures to hit, but this is the part of the trip where you go,
Yeah, it's the tail end.
one last hurrah. Come on, rally.
We're coasting.
Rally. Maybe 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day.
Wow.
Whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes.
Don't miss one, huh?
you got?
Blueberries.
Nice.
There's like a lot of them, and they're really good. Ow.
Thank you.
Here's another. They're usually better in August. That's when you usually go picking. Though they might be a little sour. But
Oh,
you're
okay. I'll share with you.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
They're a little sour, but the texture's great.
Mm.
They're gonna be perfect.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The skin is so tender.
Tastes like Alaska. Welcome to the Stampede Trail. This route was originally developed by prospectors in 1903, making their way to the Gold Strike in the Kantishna region. Later in the 1930s, miner Earl Pilgrim used the trail to access his antimony claims, which is an element used in fireproofing, batteries, bearings, and solder. For many years, the only way to move this material was in the winter using cat trains, consisting of dozers and sleds loaded with ore and skidded across the frozen, snow-covered tundra to the railway near present-day Healy, Alaska.
That'll work. It wasn't for the rental.
Then in 1960, the newly formed state of Alaska began construction of a road to the mines in hopes to ensure year-round access to the important mining site. But construction was halted after only 1 year, after 47.5 miles of roadway had been completed. No bridges were built, and in 1963, all maintenance on the route stopped entirely. Needless to say, it didn't take long for wild Alaska to begin returning the land to its original consistency, and it wasn't long before most of the road disappeared into the tundra and bogs. But crazy enough, the story doesn't end there for this road.
Okay, I will do.
Out here, everything just eats you.
It does. Mosquitoes are the biggest answer.
Dang, dang, diggity dang. Here, come.
Got distracted. In the early summer of 1992, a lone nomadic traveler made his way across this snow-covered road, having hitchhiked across the lower 48 before arriving here in the Alaskan wilderness. With few supplies on his back and a heart overflowing with adventure, he began walking west and eventually stumbled upon an abandoned bus. This relic from past public service, marked Fairbanks Bus 142, had been hastily converted into a sort of living quarters 32 years before, while crews worked to build the Stampede Road. When it was time to pull out, they found the bus had a broken axle, and so left it behind for hunters and travelers to use as a refuge. Complete with a wood stove and 2 beds, this was the perfect place for a lone traveler, looking to escape the noise of the world and settle down for a bit, especially since the rivers were now in flood from the summer snowmelt and there would be no traveling east or west until the waters receded. Unfortunately, a lack of food, poor preparation, and no outside help led to the tragic death of this individual, and his body was later found by hunters lying on one of the beds. The man's name was Chris McCandless, aka Alexander Supertramp, and his story soon became a national phenomenon when Outside Magazine first told the tale of a wanderer found in the Alaskan wilderness. Later, his story would make it to the big screen and into the hearts of even more adventure seekers who could at least empathize with his desire for something wild. Many people would attempt to follow in his footsteps in the following years and hike to the remote location of Fairbanks Bus 142. Some even lost their lives trying when flooded rivers proved to be more than they could ford. Eventually, the state of Alaska, along with the National Guard, opted to move the now immortalized bus to a more accessible location in Fairbanks where mourners, admirers, and fellow adventure seekers could pay their respects without endangering themselves or the rescue crews who have been called all too often to save well-intentioned yet ill-prepared hikers. If you want to hear a more detailed story of this adventure seeker, then look up Into the Wild for the book or movie.
Yeah, that's like 4 feet.
I don't think we want to give that a go. Maybe you could.
I would be fine. It's a rental, you know.
It's a rental. After only 13 of the original 47.5 miles, the terrain went from rocky to swampy, and the next water crossing was about 4 foot deep with a muddy bottom. And so, since the owner of the rental was with us, we decided to turn it around. I'm just kidding, Craig. We could tell by the drone's eye in the sky that what lay ahead was better suited to something more of an amphibious nature, or maybe later in the year, a sled team or snow machine. But for now, we had yet another trail to explore a bit further south. And so, it was time to head for our final camp of the adventure before exploring one last trail.
It's the coldest hand that run down this land where the ocean lands. It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go I'll be. Anywhere you go I'll see. You're never lost among the crowd with me. It's the furthest sun, the gone done for love. It's a pulse and shove. It's the sharpest cry. The here goes, but why? Where the desperate lie. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go I'll be. Anywhere you go I'll see. You're never lost among the crowd with me.
What's up, buddy? What's up? What are they doing? Where you going, boy?
It's like really fast. Look at the way past. You know what they're called? He's gonna hit certain and winning.
All right, well, our trek south to Anchorage has begun. We're a couple hundred miles further south from where we started out this morning and found camp along yet another trail. So, getting ready to have some delectable dinner. Sarah, why don't you tell our fine followers what you're whipping up?
Oh, tonight I'm slaving over homemade noodles and chicken with sweet springtime peas and lovely, dense, but fluffy garlic toast.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a feast.
It's gonna be great.
Look at that. They look so happy.
They look excited to eat it. Like we said before, if they're happy, we can be happy.
Yeah, it's where you eat it. It's not what you eat.
Right.
What we having for dinner over here?
We got steaks with mushroom and onions and some peppers.
Man,
Garlic butter, of course.
that sounds good.
And the squirrel steaks can go on the grill and num num nums.
Yeah.
Possible steak.
There you go. That'll work all day.
How we do
That's how we're making it tonight.
tonight. Taking it up a notch.
And butter delivery.
Yes. Yeah, you better believe I'm going to add butter to the noodles.
Yeah,
so.
butter on top of butter on top of butter. And is everyone happy? Yes. It's all buttered up.
Yep.
We hope you're enjoying this ride through the North Country. If you haven't already, we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the final episode next week. Also, stay tuned for an upcoming walk around of Nenana, the rental Tacoma, to see what Alaska Overlander provides for every explorer. You might even get some Alaskan proven ideas for your own build. Until next time, stay curious and remember to leave it better than you found it.